Hey, welcome back to my channel. I make weekly art tutorials, paint-alongs and vlogs, and in this video I'm going to basically be swatching my Kuretake Gansai watercolor paints and see where it goes from there. I can't stay for too long, but I thought that it would just be nice to revisit some of the old supplies that I know I love and I haven't necessarily had that much of an opportunity to use recently. So consider it like a sketchbook time, if you like. Just in case you haven't seen this before, let me show you. So these are the Kuretake Gansai watercolor paints. They are Japanese. I've actually made a separate video just reviewing them and my first impressions. But since then, I've only used it a little bit. So I just wanted to reacquaint myself with them, to swatch them out and maybe paint if we have some time. And what better way to do that than live? If you haven't seen these paints before as well, let me just say, in terms of, oh, hey, good evening. Thank you so much for joining, guys. If you haven't seen these paints before, just to say, they don't have pigment information, or at least if they do, I can't find it. What they do have on the lid is the color name as well as a number they've attributed and what I believe to be Japanese characters. But you don't necessarily get like PG blah 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 or PY 135 etc. They just have the names. So I have written out the names here so that I can swatch them out. The other thing to be mindful of is that they come in this like a beautiful set, but it's quite big. It's bigger than A4 size. So if I put this A4 piece of paper on top of it, then you can kind of see that it does tend to be a bit bigger. And the other thing is that the pans themselves are not the standard. Let me see if I can get them out without breaking them. This could go either really well or there we go. Okay, they're slightly bigger than like normal half pan sizes, or much bigger. I haven't hit bottom yet, so I don't actually know how much paint you get in them, but this is like your standard half pan and this is the size that it is, so it's so much bigger. One of the good things about that is that you can use like really massive brushes like this without worrying about damaging the bristles, but it does mean that, totally opposite to the last video I did where I was going through the like travel friendly palettes, this isn't really that travel friendly. It's kind of like one that I reserve for special occasions like this. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry. So I was actually kindly gifted this set. It was a birthday gift a while back, so I was quite lucky. It's actually bigger than a full-size pan. If I have, let me show you. I'll do this swatch and then I'll show you. So I've just done lines across it, and if you've seen Natasha Newton's channel, she does like these really lovely pebbles for swatches. So I wanted to try and do that today. I find like swatching important, but not always the most fun thing if I do it the very same way. So for that reason, I tend to switch it up. So today we're doing circles. And these are my Roman Schmall watercolors that I swatched before in a previous live stream. So as you can see, they are bigger than your full pan, but I don't know how deep they are. Welcome, Miss Ebony. Well, can you see that? In comparison, if I put it over yellow as well. Thank you so much, Ikogiki. Quite a few of you have been very kind enough to compliment that. It's not even that I'm trying to like be creative with them. I think it's just yeah, I don't get that much time to paint, so I feel like even if it is swatching, I need to try and make the most out of it. So as long as I have a line in the middle, so I have a rough idea of like how opaque it is, then that's pretty much all that determines my swatches. And sometimes I don't even do that. Like if you watch the original video where I did and I go in more depth about this set of paints, I actually just did like floral swatches. I tend to like doing that a lot as well. So this first color that I did was red, and this is carmine. And as I say, you don't get any pigment information. And this carmine very much looks pink. Yeah, they're absolutely massive. But again, I haven't hit pan, so part of me is wondering, like, are they just really broad but not that deep? Time will tell. And this color is Rose Madder, and yeah, I tend to love Rose Madder in other brands, and this one as well is so beautiful. What's everyone doing? Miss Ebony, I am not surprised at all. How have you found them? Have you used these watercolors much? Do you like them? I do know that they behave quite differently to traditional watercolors, but I quite like that. Whoops, put paint on my Mac. That's not what I wanted to do. Then this color is Rose Madder Deep. Almost looks like a Bordeaux color. And this is the 36 set, by the way. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I did a bit of plein air painting on Wednesday, actually. And it was just, when you keep telling yourself, oh no, you don't have time, you'll do it later, etc. So it was a busy day. I had lots of stuff to do. But I told myself, okay, I'll go for like a walk. And then when I went for a walk, I decided to just stop for a few minutes to sketch. I knew I wouldn't have enough time to paint, but it honestly made my day so much better. Like I wasn't having a bad day, but it definitely made it a good day in doing that. So it's amazing what taking time for yourself will do. This color is cadmium red, which is funny because it looks like orange. It looks like a nice warm orange. Are you seeing the swatches clearly? Lena. And perfect. Thank you, Colleen. Then this is cadmium scarlet, which doesn't look it's so funny. None of these colors actually look like I thought or like I remembered, because this looks like like a proper orange, even more orange than the other one. You know how do you guys remember when there was like this thing going around of the dress where some people were seeing it as blue and some people were seeing it as gold, just because colors, almost like an optical illusion, colors seem to look different when they're next to other colors. So this looks super orange to me earlier, and now that I have the cadmium scarlet the cadmium scarlet next to it, it doesn't look as orange. Next we have cadmium orange. Two oranges later. Okay, and this to me looks yellow. Still orangey, but very much a yellowy orange, if you like. And oops, they touched a little bit, so they're going to bleed into each other a little bit. What's everyone else doing on this wonderful Friday? Yeah, they look super different. I think it's so helpful to swatch in general, but especially these colors. And I remember that even from the first time I used it, and you'll see it more so when we get towards the bottom as well. This is yellow ochre. And now we get to the yellows. So this is cadmium yellow. I haven't pre-wet any of them. So if you take stock of how many times I have to dip it in water, but they're re-wetting quite nicely and quite easily. I always say this wrong. Aureolin? I always say it wrong, but it's such a nice yellow. I can never say it correctly, but it's beautiful to look at. This is a color that usually has quite poor light fastness. Now I don't know if I don't know what pigments are in this, so I don't know what the light fastness is like for any of the colors really, and I haven't tested it out. But that would potentially be a color to look out for. Then this is lemon yellow, and this is such a nice, such a nice, clean, crisp lemon yellow. Next, we have olive green. Hey, Shadow God. Hey, Helen. Welcome. Welcome all. Then, yes, olive green. So I'm just doing a swatch of the Kuretake Gansai watercolors, which my mom gifted me for my birthday last year. This color is olive green. It's almost completely opaque. Hey, Gyurko. Welcome. Welcome all. Next, what we have is sap green light. And in terms of the labels, you actually don't see the name on the pan. You just see the number, and the corresponding number with the English name is inside the lid. This is sap green light. It's so funny though, because it doesn't look like a sap green. Almost looks like a permanent green, so it doesn't look that greenish. That, you know how sap green tends to have like be quite a yellowy green? That's not there at the moment. I love it. Hello everyone that came in. Cover your bases. So this is sap green. This looks more like sap green. Still not as yellowy as I tend to like it, but still such a beautiful color. Next, we have hooker's green, which looks like an emerald green. I find that, and tell me if you find the same, that quite often when I look at hooker's greens, they're just all different in different brands. Like, you know, you have a general idea of what your sap green will look like. Every time I get a hooker's green, it's just completely different. It is indeed very good eye. Shall I leave it like this so that you guys can see? Nope. Put it here. Then you can tell what it is. And sap green deep. So I was gifted this set for my birthday by my lovely, lovely mum last year. And you know how I am with art supplies that I love. I just don't use them enough because I want to keep them forever. But I'm slowly getting better at that. So this is Sap Green Deep. Next, we have Viridian. Is anyone planning on doing any art this weekend? Anything creative? This is Viridian. I think one of the reasons that I also love this set, there is a gold in this as well. I'll show you in a second. And that sounds like quite a challenge. I can barely do it on my own. One of the reasons that I love this set is also because it has so many greens, and I love painting landscapes. Although I tend to try and mix them myself, it's nice to have the options. This is forest green, and this green is so nice. This green is so nice. It's so deep. So, yeah. It almost feels like it's a brand new art supply. Do you get that feeling? Because it's been way too long since I've used it. Let me show you. Can you see? I know it's looking like a traffic light at the moment, but it's just so beautiful. Oh, that sounds so good. Where are you? I saw you, Iko. That sounds so good. I'd like to do like an art course at some point. I haven't, as you know, I'm self-taught. I haven't like done any art classes, but it seems so fun to do. And I think in part that's why I keep coming online and painting with you guys, because I like the idea of like painting and creating art with people. People that I know that I like, you guys. So even today, like, yeah, have a lot to do. But I think I'm definitely gonna try and make painting more of a regular practice for me. And I want it to be with you guys as well. So this is turquoise green deep. Doesn't really look like a turquoise. Let me show you. It looks, I guess it depends what you think. It looks more blue than anything. Hey, Divine Roots. Thank you for joining. Can you see? Beautiful colors. Like, yeah, I can't. Next, malachite. Now, this color, I'm just like, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know what pigments they would have got together to make this beauty. I know, Helen. Yeah. Part of me is like, I need to stop lifting it. The other part of me is like, I need you to see how beautiful these colors are. So that was malachite. And yeah, I have no idea. Like, is it? Yeah, I don't know what pigments or what color it is. I just know that I like it. And next, want to make sure I'm picking the right one. We have ultramarine pale. Now this looks like lavender, but it's fine. It's what they call it. Ultramarine pale. Which is is like a nice pastel color. I agree. And it's so funny because I guess like many, I'd had this in my basket and I was and ahhing about it privately. I hadn't told anyone for ages. And then my birthday came round and my mom had got it for me. And it's so funny because she's not like that into art. So for her to like scour the internet and look at all the reviews and then pick this, I was like, oh, something that I'd wanted for so long. I'm very lucky. They don't granulate much, to be honest. Almost not at. They don't granulate much, no. Trying to see, some of them do. Like I've added quite a lot of water, and the ones that have granulated a tiny bit are the carmine, the sap green deep, the sap green, and maybe the turquoise green deep, but all the others haven't as of yet. Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. When you say shine, Miss Ebony, do you mean almost like acrylic? Anyway, well, we shall see. I should layer more. I don't know why. Across all my mediums, I don't really tend to layer that much. Well, maybe I layer gouache, although that kind of feels like cheating because it's opaque. But I don't tend to layer my watercolors. This is cerulean blue. Let me make it a bit lighter so that we can tell them apart from. And the way that I normally describe cerulean blue is like a sky blue, like a clear sky. To me, looks like cerulean blue. Now, part of me is like, oh, I'm not ready for this. Next color is cobalt violet, which is funny. In the pan, it looks blue. It looks super blue, almost to the extent that, let me see. I just want to make sure I have the right number. Number 62. Yeah, number 62 is cobalt violet. Shall we see what it actually ends up being? Okay, cobalt violet. Okay, are you seeing this? Oh gosh, yeah. I have a cobalt violet in 3 brands, and mate, I don't even have words. In one brand, wait, actually, no, tell a lie. I stand corrected. This is turquoise blue. Forgive me. I was literally thinking, like, I can't believe this is the 3rd brand I have tried, and again, it just does not work. False alarm, people. Cobalt blue, turquoise blue, which is nice. I was thinking, if the cobalt violet is actually blue, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's what I meant by the confusion, because they're not technically labeled by names, they're labeled by number. This is Prussian blue. Yeah. This is a beautiful color. Cobalt violet is coming in 3 colors. Part of me, I don't know. You guys know, or you may not know, me and cobalt violet have not got along. To say the least. So far, I've tried it in 2 brands. I didn't like it. I don't remember disliking this set, but I was also very new to like watercolor. So I wasn't really picky then. And slowly, I've gotten more and more picky. This is indigo. Oh, look how deep that is. You know, one thing that I remember from trying these is that I loved their like purples and their blues. They were so vibrant and so like, don't quite know how to describe it. Pigmented? That's probably what I want to say. Like they have some of the nicest blues. Now we get to the violets. This is Imperial Violet. Oh, yeah, okay. This is nice. This is stunning. This is the purple I've been trying to create all my life. Okay, being a bit extra, but no, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful violet. Okay. Now, Le Pièce de Résistance, Cobalt Violet, number 139. Moment of truth. Guys, it's working. We finally, okay, it's not as pigmented as the rest, yeah, but we finally have a pigmented. Let me get rid of this. Cobalt Violet. Houston, we have landed. Yeah. This is what I wanted from. This might be why I got the Cobalt Violet and Daniel Smith. Because this is what I wanted. Not the color that everything else ended up being. Colleen, honestly, I would watch my video where I'm making the Daniel Smith palette, and I would watch quite a few videos before getting Cobalt Violet, because in every other brand I've hated it. To say the least. Like, I don't like the Daniel Smith one. What was the other one that I had? Do you guys remember? Must have been a set, because I wouldn't have bought it separately. If I remember which one it was, I will say. But there is another Cobalt Violet that I got and I didn't like. This color is called purple and it looks pink. So yeah, most Cobalt Violets are not like this. This is the only Cobalt Violet I've seen like this, personally. But if anyone has seen a pretty Cobalt Violet, please let me know. Hey, Mono. And now we have Burnt Sienna. Nice standard earth tone. Let me add some more. Now we have Raw Amber Deep. More color. Let's see. Yeah, better. We have a black. Yeah. Yeah, standard black. I don't really feel that passionately about black colors. And what colors do we have here? So we have white. I'm not gonna bother. Shall I? I wasn't gonna bother swatching it. It always feels like it's a bit of a waste. But that being said, let's see if it's opaque. Yeah, it's quite good. I'll let it dry and then we'll have a look. But it's pretty much covered up that line. We have white gold. Maybe let me add some water to these. These ones I think are going to take a little bit of time to activate. Let me be generous with the water. Yeah, the cobalt violet that I got from Daniel Smith, and I don't know if this is normal for them, was like colored PVA glue. Is literally the only way that I can describe it. I did not enjoy it at all. This is white gold. Just adds like a shimmer. Really pretty. You can see the paint moving. Then we have bluish gold. Oh, okay. Turns out didn't need as much water as I put. Let's see. Let's get, okay, yeah. You can definitely get more gold in there. This is nice. The only thing is that I feel like I've tried another gold paint, and if you want, I can compare it. I feel like there's another gold paint I have where you can see more like pigment, whereas here I can see almost like the pigment and the water separating. This is gold. Yeah, pretty much covered up that line, didn't it? Yeah, the gold is so nice. Can you see? It's so nice. Oops, cobalt violet's still wet. And just to show you the white, can you see how it's covered up the bottom half of the line and also underneath? So this is the white here. Underneath this line here, I've written white. I can still see it, but it's definitely more faint. So it's kind of opaque. But these are the colors in the set. Now, I'll leave that to dry for a second. And Miss Ebony helpfully pointed out that it can shimmer. So let's do a small painting and see. This is my, did I do this on a live stream? No, this I did privately. And it was with the Holbein watercolors that I was gifted from a subscriber. Let's see. And this is on a Fabriano watercolor block, which means all four sides are glued, bar the corner. Actually, maybe let me do it on something slightly bigger. Let me get my other sketchbook. How does one person have so many sketchbooks? I don't know. Hey, Deborah. I'm glad you made it. So this is my Moleskine watercolor sketchbook. And this is a painting that we did on a live stream, I believe. Yes, this one we did on a live stream together. And what else? This we also did on a live stream. So let's do another one on a live stream, shall we? One of the challenges of this palette, as beautiful as it is space. It takes up quite a lot of it. In theory, if I knew which colors I wanted, I'm off to bed soon, like really soon, she says all the time. But in theory, this time I must be, because I have a really early start tomorrow, and then I am on call on Sunday, so I must go to bed at some point soon. So let's see, we'll put this here so you guys can still see part of it. And usually, usually what I have is a folder of like inspiration. So for example, I was walking home today and I saw like some beautiful roses on the way home, so I stopped and took some pictures of them, and then I put all those pictures in a folder and then reference them at times like this where I need to figure out what to paint. So because I love the greens and the blues in this set, we'll do this painting together, or I'll do this painting and you're welcome to join. I'm not going to put a massive amount of detail on... Oh, why is this thing being annoying? I'm not going to put a massive amount of detail before getting started, primarily because you guys are here, so it feels a bit rude. But I just want to get in the main shape of the car. Don't really need to draw in the trees. I'm pretty sure this car reminds me of my childhood. I'm pretty sure one of my family friends used to have this in white. I'm thinking I'll either do it blue or yellow. If you have a preference, let me know. Miss Ebony, I think you mentioned the Etcher sketchbook, but I didn't fully register. How are you finding it? I haven't used mine yet. But I will, like everything. I'm thinking I may do like a challenge where I tell myself I'm going to finish or I'm going to use XYZ in a period of time, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes art challenges make me more focused and help me to achieve a lot in a short period of time. Otherwise, I'll just be and ahhing as to when I'll do it and when I'll have time and keep delaying. But I don't want to delay. I also really like us painting together. Can't be every Friday. For example, next Friday I'm on nights, but I think is working quite nicely. So I've just sketched in the main shapes of the car. So that I know where it's going. And then everything else in the background is going to be, let me do the road as well so that we know where that is. Yeah, the blue is stunning. Let me show you the rest of the colors. Like I remember now from, my initial impressions were the blues and the purples and the greens. Like, don't get me wrong, all the colors are really nice, but I feel like these colors are like nice but average, right? And the yellows are standard, but then they really shine with their greens, their blues, and their purples. I don't know what art challenge I want to do as of yet. Open to suggestions. I usually tend to create my own, to be perfectly honest. Like last time I did, what did I do? Once I did doing like landscapes. So Paintscapes was landscapes from different countries in Africa, and that was a lot of fun to do. Then I also did gouache faces, and that again was a lot of fun. So just because I'm not the most comfortable painting faces, I did that for a month, and that was a lot of fun. And this Creating Cute Art and I are actually doing a challenge, or we're doing a challenge, which I need to finish, where we're essentially painting portraits. So she painted one of my original portraits from what do I want to say, from my Wash Faces challenge. And then once she did that painting, I then used her painting as reference and created my own. So be on the lookout for that. Definitely check out her page if you want to see more and take part, because neither of us paint portraits on a regular, if you like. But the reason that we picked it was, one, because we thought it'd be fun. Two, because in theory, if we can make ourselves vulnerable like that and put our art on the internet, even though we know that that's not our strong suit, then everyone can take part. Not necessarily put it out there, but you can at least, we'd hoped that it would be a form of encouragement for everyone. And yeah, I'm curious to see how everyone interprets the same piece of art into their own. So initially I was going to do wet and dry, but then I changed my mind and I decided that I wanted more gradients. So I've wet everything apart from the car, and I'm just adding some greens, and I want that deep, dark, beautiful forest green to most definitely feature. And we will do some layering so that we can see the shine. Hey, Dawn! Honestly, portraits are not like I did. If you look back on my very first video, it's a sketchbook tour of my very first complete sketchbook, and in there is a very humbling self-portrait that I did, which I hope you guys will agree looks nothing like me. But it's good to have fun sometimes and try different things, and that was our aim. So actually, Made by Dawn has joined in the challenge as well and created some beautiful pieces, which you can check out on her Instagram. And my entry will be released very soon. I just need to finish editing the video. Do you think we should leave the car as blue or make it a different color? Open to suggestions. Let's nice lemon yellow to add to the green. I'm adding a lot of water to this, too much. It's moving a lot. That's nice. Not like core, but still moving. Leave it blue. Cool. Got that. Which bit doesn't sound fun? Oh, painting portraits. Got it. Welcome, Made by Dawn. Look forward to that. Now, I overdid it with the water. I'm just picking up some of it because I want some level of gradation and difference anyway. Look at me painting on moleskin paper as if it's 100% cotton. And let's that indigo blue is really nice. Let's mix some of our own greens and make the most of this wet on wet situation. Good night. Thank you so much for joining. Good luck with all the things you have to do. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Does anyone have anything fun planned? Who was going to Comic-Con? Piper's Art's going to be there. As well as other people, I'm sure. And some of the burnt umber. So curious to see how much this paint spreads in water. And the street's meant to be super light grey. Which colours do we want? We can get some burnt umber and a little bit of yellow ochre and nice neutral red. To brown, add some more blue. To blue, add some more red. Ooh, nice and purple. Add some more. And here we are. Yeah, she said she's going to be around. She was talking about it in her video and saying that people should come and say hi. Hence why I'm mentioning it. But she sounded super excited about it as well. Ooh. Let's note to self, next time I will tape the edges. I need to buy some more masking tape. I've run out. Yay for painting more. And I'm just using a multi-purpose brush by Dalerani. It's the brush I bought for gouache. The only reason I'm using it is because it's massive. Trying to help me stop adding unnecessary details. Oh, that sounds amazing. They had some in they had that in the UK, but I didn't get to go on time. The Van Gogh exhibit. gonna mute myself for 1 second so that I can dry this. All done. There is a Comic-Con in the UK, no? It's in London. I don't know when, but I know she said she was going down to London. She lives in the UK, unless she's talking about Canada, but I don't think she was. I think she meant London. To be fair, I am going to glaze over this background and do another layer so that we can observe what happens. Okay, so layer number 2, let's go for it. Trying to add lots of different types of greens so that it has depth and looks 3D. Normally I would do more mixing, but I want to see more of these colors and know how they work. Oh yeah, no, the Van Gogh Expo was in London, my bad. It was in London in, I think it finished in October. There were 2 actually. One was like Van Gogh Live and the other one was like Van Gogh Expo Interactive. Like they both had very similar names. I don't know how they agreed on that. One was in Kensington Palace. Not sure where the other one is. But Fever, they're the ones who usually sell tickets for things like this. To be perfectly honest, I found out through friends and also I think Instagram, like it kept coming up as like a recommended thing, but I just started a new job and was busy, so I didn't go. I don't know why I'm smiling to myself. I just think it's quite nice. It moves more than other paints, but not quite as much as core. I almost feel like using it will get me a bit better at trying to figure out how I should tackle core. Let's use some more of that deep color. And trying to pay attention to like the darkest areas and the lightest areas. I'm not going to copy this verbatim, but at least trying to get some of the values right. Yeah. Definitely Google it. I don't know. There was one that was like last summer and one that was last winter, and they kind of had like a 1 week overlap. But I don't know if they're gonna do it again. They did it in London and in Birmingham, I believe. I'm not very good at like keeping up with these things. I wish there was like a a newsletter or something that would just be like, oh, this is going on here and this is going on here. But quite often I just find out through, I subscribe to like Fever again. So if there's an event that they're doing where they're selling the tickets, they'll let me know. And let's add some more yellow. Ooh. Yellow isn't really budging. Let's add a different type, make it a little bit warmer. Ooh. How often do you guys paint or create art on a average basis? So is it weekly? Is it daily? Monthly? Not that there's a right amount to do it, but I'm just curious. Oops. And as you answer, I will dry this layer. Burnt sienna in the dark green. I've put raw umber, not burnt sienna. Seasonal. Daily is impressive. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to mute myself, but I'm reading your replies. I'm back. So we have daily, weekly, seasonal. Thank you so much, Colleen. At the moment, I am again probably weekly, and I think it's one of the reasons why I keep doing live streams, because then it feels like, like I can paint because I'm doing it with, I don't know, with you. So it's otherwise I haven't been painting very much. And it's so funny because initially when I started painting, shall we get started on the car? When I initially started painting, this is I wonder which blue. I'll do the first one wet on wet. So now I'm using the Aquafine, again, De La Rowley watercolor brush. I haven't used this before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not really that particular about brushes. Like at all, to be honest. Oh no, I didn't want to put colour there. I'm putting colour in all the wrong places. But yeah, I think that's one of the other reasons that I've really enjoyed the live streams, because it's kind of given me designated, most definite time to like sit down and paint and enjoy the process. When I initially started painting, I was painting daily. So I actually did the 100-day challenge. That's how I got started. And obviously during those times, it was like COVID times. So it gave me a nice positive outlet. But then since then, you know, life starts getting busier and all of a sudden you feel like you can't do it. So I'm trying to do it more often. I'm also trying to like paint different things or draw different things. Because I think part of the reason that I don't paint as much is that I always do finished pieces. I wonder which blues. I like this turquoise blue, but it's not really the right one. Maybe we'll go for indigo. So more recently, I just did a like a sketch twice. I went and I was like, okay, fine. I won't be able to finish the whole thing, but that's okay. I'm gonna sketch. And I sat down and I sketched and I had a good time. But I think daily is good. If I could, I would. Maybe I'll work back towards doing that, like as part of becoming an organized adult, having a morning routine that involves painting. That would be amazing. When do you tend to paint? Is it a set time or just whenever? I know Maggie from Creating Cute Art also tends to paint quite a lot. Ooh. So again, wet on wet, but I have to be quick. Huh. I am a night owl as well. Which is so hard because everything happens in the day. Like, fair enough, I have night shifts coming up. But apart from night shifts, everything happens in the day. Ooh. Me and you both. That's the thing. Once I get started, I'm like, oh, it's how our live streams have ended up lasting so long. Ooh. Sun corrected. This Prussian blue granulates. What was I even using? I was using indigo. Ah, it was so deep and so pretty. My gosh. One of the challenging things with the live streams though is that I can't really see what you can see. So if at any point you can't see clearly, please let me know and I'll readjust. Any ideas for any challenges? Or any challenges you've tried that have been quite fun? And then maybe we could do it together. That'd make it fun. Then we'd have like a theme for these live streams. Something that we can all do together. I wish, Colleen, that I could say that I am, with it enough to wake up in the morning and paint, but I just am not in the slightest. It'd be easier for me to stay up till 5 a.m. than to wake up at 5 a.m., which isn't great. I don't recommend that. Redraw one book cover. Oh, that's clever. I thought you meant like literally a sketchbook cover. I'm like, my first page is almost always blank. Apart from this one, I think this one I actually conquered and actually did a front page. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I did it at least. That is super fun, and I wanted to do that actually. I'm gonna zoom mute again. The main challenging thing was, hey, welcome. How do I say your name? The main challenging thing with why I didn't end up doing it, although it's to say that I won't do it, is that I just ended up committing too much time looking for the houses, because literally the world is your oyster. Like you can look at anywhere, and I think it was really nice, during lockdown as well, to be able to see different places. So this piece is a bit different for me because I don't normally tend to layer my watercolors. But it's something that I wanted to practice more of, especially as I want to like do more watercolor landscapes, not just gouache ones. So this is proven to be very good practice. And I got the picture off a royalty-free site. That's another thing that I would do, just randomly browse that for inspiration. And even if I don't find something that I want to paint right there and then, I quite often find something that I would want to paint one day. What do you guys tend to prefer painting? Would a landscape challenge be a great would a landscape challenge be something that you'd want to do, like Mano suggested? Thank you. You're too kind. I do think it's funny that I keep trying, like I keep experimenting and trying new paintings and new techniques on camera because I have no idea how it's going to go. But I think one of the things that's helped me with that is one, that you guys are absolutely amazing and super encouraging. Two, that, you know, I know obviously we're all human. I can't be amazing at everything. So it's okay if I make mistakes, even if they are public. And I hope that it means that people learn from my mistakes. And three, if I really hate it, this is life, so I can always get rid of it, right? Nothing is permanent. And ultimately what I want is to chill with people who love art and love art supplies and have a lovely evening, and I will have that irrespective of the result. Oh, that would be cool. Landscapes, loads of ideas. That's incredible. I literally, as you know, was walking home. If I see a nice flower, I have to stop and take pictures of it. Um, again, for the day that I'm like, oh, I'm going to paint a realistic flower. Or even if I don't, you know, even if it's not realistic, they're just so beautiful. And again, this is something that's happened since I've started painting. Before, I remember I had a friend who liked flowers and we'd go for walks and they'd stop and like literally smell the roses. And I was always confused as to why. Like I'd wait. I wouldn't even go and smell the roses with them. I'd literally just wait for them to be done and be like, okay, let's let's keep going. But now, like since painting, I just seem to see beauty that I hadn't recognized before almost everywhere, which has been really nice. Yeah, I like this idea. Um, I haven't watched it to be fair, but I've seen quite a few paintings and I've really enjoyed it. In fact, I did one. Um, it's got almost like and forgive me because I haven't watched it, like an anime style to them that leans quite nicely to using with gouache. More yellow. Maybe we could do landscapes where like everyone submits everyone sends in a landscape that they'd recommend that we paint, and then we just paint it over the course of time. So whether it be a Studio Gilby one or a really nice house that you saw or a holiday photo, that way we all get to reminisce about beautiful places across the world. It's more bluey. But wait, if you can do Studio Gilby, you can definitely do landscapes. No? Or you're doing the people from Studio Gilby. I'm saying, am I saying it wrong? I feel like I say it wrong when I read it. I'm like, I can't tell if it's Ghibli, but I know what you mean. Is this the idea to everyone handing in a portrait and not a portrait, handing in a landscape, and then we paint it together over the course of a period of time? Because I do think that sounds like fun, if I do say so myself. And then we'll be able to see everyone's different styles. Ghibli. Oh, thank you. So I have been saying it wrong all this time. Ghibli. Darker. Contaminating my paints. I'll clean it up after, I promise. Good. So we have an idea for our next challenge. All mediums welcome, of course. this. Just checking if it's looking right. I think it is. I think this needs to be darker. That's dark enough. Just want to get the darkest darks in. Thank you, Colleen. I'm game too. I'm always looking for fun little challenges to do. I just need to figure out how we will submit it. Which one is easier, Instagram or email? I can do either. Instagram. Cool. So then, does everyone know my Instagram? It's Sketches.n.Scrubs. And if you DM me, then we'll have the entries. Oop. Let me put this here for 1 second and I will send it at Sketches.n.Scrubs. Don't worry, my art is also beginner. As long as we're all having fun, that's the key thing, isn't it? Trees in the background. This comes to a really nice fine tip. I think it will be fun, honestly. So now we have 2 challenges. Feel free to take part in as many as you like. So one will be the CNS calling, which is the one that I'm doing with creating cute art. So if you like portraits, you can join in with that one. And the other one is this one where we'll all just submit a landscape that we want to contribute. And then on our live streams, we will dedicate like some of them, probably not all of them, but at least most of them, to just painting the favorite landscapes. And we can learn together. Now, is it shiny? It's not. So parts of it are not shiny, but I'll tell you where it is. The indigo, the darkest of the darkest bits where I layered over and over and over again, those bits are shiny, or almost the bits where I added more paint and less water, where I almost tried to get it like not opaque, but you know what I mean. right? Because I don't want to activate the layers underneath and I'm adding lots of paint. Those bits are shiny. And it's a little bit tricky because not everywhere is shiny. So it's not like, for example, with the background, I did what, 2 or 3 layers? And that's fine. It hasn't like become shiny, I guess, because there was a lot of water on it. Whereas where I'm trying to do the trees, or also where I did like the edges of the car and I wanted it to be really dark and I didn't add much water, just more paint, that bit is shiny. So that's a little bit problematic slash annoying if because it almost like draws attention to that. Is that what you were experiencing, Miss Ebony? I thought almost like I thought that the whole thing would start to glaze, like would start to shine like acrylic, not just parts of it. And I think if it was the whole thing, maybe that would be a little bit better. Um, I'm excited that we off the cuff came up with a came up with a challenge. I love honestly, I think most of the challenges I've taken part in I've created myself. But I really like it. And I'm really excited that we have one that we're gonna do together. At least one. Probably two if you're doing portraits as well. Um I will give you my email address, Colleen, and if you actually maybe the easiest way might be I have a link for my mailing list. So if you join my mailing list, then I will send out that email as well as give you my email address so that you can submit, if that makes sense. So whichever way is easiest for people to take part. Let's get some more of that forest green. Oh, that's not what I wanted. But it's okay. We can make it what I wanted. And darker. I think, hey Snatch, I think it's how you use it. So I think it does play a role. Like I wouldn't say it doesn't matter at all, but I can get most of my paintings done with 2 brushes. So I'll have a size 8 and a size 12 because it comes to a fine point so I can get those nice details. I think it's helpful to have different brush sizes. So for example, with this smaller brush, it's easier for me to all of a sudden get bogged down in details. Whereas when I was using the massive brush, automatically you almost like paint differently because your control is different. But I don't think you need to have like 15 different brush sizes. I think you could probably have 3, like a large, a medium, and a small one for detail. And like I say, I don't tend to like doing lots of tiny details. So I only have two main go-to sizes. Hey, Elmuse. Welcome. What do you guys think about this question? How passionate are you about brushes as a whole? What do you think? Many sizes? What sizes would you recommend? I'm probably not the best person to to ask because I will literally use whatever I have to hand. Oh, welcome. Then you will know, you'll be very pleased to know that we're doing a landscape challenge. Haven't figured out when yet, but soon. Next few weeks I'm quite busy because I'm on call. So next 2 Fridays I won't be around. Or the one after that. I'll see. I'll figure it out and then I will put a comment on the community tab as well as Instagram. And the challenge that we're basically going to do is that everyone's welcome to submit one or as many landscape photos as they want. Doesn't have to be realistic, can be Studio Ghibli or a holiday you've been on or something that you've got from Google Earth, just any landscape. And then when we do our live streams, we'll go through one of those landscapes. We'll need to figure out whether it's one that majority votes on, maybe. So we'll put it on the community tab and Instagram and then see what people want to do. And we will paint that together. Thank you. It was a team effort. We all made different suggestions and then amalgamated it to come up with this. But yeah, all my brushes are synthetic. They're all relatively inexpensive. I think this one and my Princeton Aqua Elite are the most expensive ones I have. And I bought them for maybe no more than £10, probably less than £5. Thank you, Divine Rates. I'm really excited that we'll be doing it together. It's just yeah, it's the little things. Like I went and got a pedicure today and yeah, felt so good after. And then I watched TV and for some reason the show that I watched, they keep killing off my favorite characters, which really irritated me because I didn't see it coming or anything like that. So then a little thing that irritated me. And then I came on here and I was like having a grand time with you. So what are we finding about this? They can layer, but if you layer with like a thick bit of paint, it will become glossy and shiny, as Miss Ebony kindly warned us about. You can get around that by just not having, like, diluting it with water a bit more, and then it's not as prominent. They are beautiful colors. Hey, welcome back, Dawn. What you missed, as well as doing the CNS call-in challenge, which you took part in, and your art was amazing, so thank you. We're also going to be doing a challenge. Anyone have any name suggestions? love coming up with names. We're also going to do a landscape challenge where basically everyone can submit one or two or however many pictures of a landscape as they want. Can be a picture from Google Earth that you saw or something, a picture from a holiday or a cartoon, etc. And then when we do our live streams, we will paint some of those landscapes together. And I think we'll probably decide by voting. So we'll see, like, I'll put a poll on Instagram as well as a poll on the community tab for everyone to participate and let us know what we're going to be doing and when. And it'll probably be once a week. I'm not sure what day yet, just because lots going on in the next few weeks. But it'll be soon. It may just not be the same day all the time. I will try to give more notice than I normally do. Shall we say at least 24 hours? I'll have a good look, like a good sit down and look at my rota and then figure it out. Now, let's see. I didn't leave enough space for, let's see. Way, you can layer on top. That's insane. So I've just put red on top of the blue and you can see it. This will probably be shiny because it's literally just thick paint. And then let's see, does this lift? Does lift. Just wanted to desaturate some of the colors in the windscreen because I don't think they would be that bright. And I almost feel like I want like slightly warmer brown, if that makes sense. So I'm just adding like little bits of purple in this down bit here. It's just feeling a little bit too cold. And just have it peeking through. This, my email address. So if you want to submit your pictures, you can either do it by my email or by my Instagram. And you'll be able to see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my white pen. Just to see if we can add some more details. But I think this Posca pen is finished. Shall we? Nope, it's finished. It's one of my like a white pen is one of my essentials. So I think both my Poscas have finished, but I have the Uniball Signo. So we'll see. That'll have to do until I get one. You're welcome, Colleen. Sub box would be super fun. Part of me, I said I wouldn't mention it again, but I will. I will be opening a Patreon very soon. And part of me wanted to make like one of the tiers almost like a sub box. But I think shipping might be a bit of an issue with that, so it will probably be all online rewards to start off with, and then we can evolve as we go along. I want to balance it, I want it to be fun, I want it to be useful, but then I also don't want it to mean that as a result of it, I can't do YouTube, because that would be a real shame. As you probably know, like I've been thinking about it on and off for a very, very long time, but yeah, definitely gonna do it. Probably will launch in in June. Just need to sort everything out. In terms of rewards, I'm thinking monthly Zoom, so we can actually talk to each other. And digital prints. And we take it from there. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Yeah, I haven't watched, thank you, Ikogiki. I haven't watched that video yet, but I did see her put up a thumbnail that said don't throw away your Poscas. So I will check that out. To be honest, hope is the last to die. I always keep them in case there's like a little bit left. So I actually have two, and I think one has a bit left and one is completely empty. But rather than you guys watching me shake this for dear life for the next 15 minutes to try and get a drop, I figured I would just use this as well. But it's not the same. I know some people really like it, but for me, I don't really like it. Gets the job done, right? It will leave white, but I find that I can almost see the barrel of the pen, so it's almost like a white with two white lines with a metal in the middle, if that makes sense. Is there a live stream where we don't face some sort of technical adversity? Better? Let me know if I'm echoing. Gosh, man, what a struggle it is to be in this technological age, eh? But at least we always find a solution. So let's put this here. Oh, perfect. Am I still echoing? Let me know. Thank you so much. Hey, Dark Roast, aka Cracksons. Let me know if I'm still echoing. It's basically my phone was dying, and that's my second camera. So I had to unplug it, but I had to plug it in, but that means no headphones, and no headphones equals echo, basically. But I think, to be fair, that we're pretty much done. I just wanted to add finishing touches with the white gel pen. Okay. Honestly, I can't even judge you. I have yet, yeah, I bought stuff from the plain air sale. Like, who was I kidding? Can we just conclude that if they're doing a sale on watercolor, on gouache, or plain air, I will participate. If it's oil, if it's anything else, I can hold out. But those things, I'm always like, oh, let me browse, let me just have a quick look and see what's going on, and then before I know it, I've bought a lot. Or even if it's not a lot, I've bought something. Never experienced anything like it. Thank you. Oh, let's put this here. I'm tied up in wires. But yeah, you have been warned. I probably won't do it on Patreon because it's I don't know, in terms of like fees wise and everything else and like setting up videos, it's not the easiest thing or the thing that makes the most sense to me. So I'm actually thinking of getting a Ko-fi, Kofi, because on there as well, in terms of like long term, if anyone wanted to support the channel, they could. And if anyone donates to the channel, they don't take any fees, which is incredible. Everywhere else takes like at least 10%. Even like, for example, like my Etsy stuff, because I charge so little, they take up to 30% from my sales. Which is a lot. Same with YouTube. Like, again, YouTube is great. And they've got like these new memberships, which is good, but I also don't think they give you like as much flexibility as other things do. So the idea will be that we'll be able to hang out, there'll be a bit more privacy, I'll be able to play R&B music. Thank you, Colleen. I haven't tried coat pens. Thank you, Dark Roast. Yeah, so to be fair, I think their fees themselves is like, I think I don't know, they charge 12% and then they charge you 20 cents for a listing and then they charge you like 5% for blah 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 and blah blah blah. It all adds up. And if I was charging more, then the percentage wouldn't be as high. But say, for example, with my peony guide, where like I was literally charging £1 for it just as a way to support the channel, I get 63p out of it. With YouTube take 30%, like a solid 30%, and then obviously you have to then pay taxes if you make over a certain threshold, which I don't. So then And then comparing that with Ko-fi, where anything that you give actually does go towards me and the channel. I was like, oh, gonna move. So in terms of rewards, thinking zooms, digital prints of traditional art, if that makes sense. But I am very much open to suggestions and ideas, because I am super new to this, and I want it to actually be beneficial for people, or helpful or fun, actually be what people want. And if people don't want it, then I guess it's a good venture to go down, and then I know that people don't want it. But obviously from my perspective, it would help me out a lot. It would help me out a lot. Okay. Want some of that bright orange. This one. Just to put a little bit here. I know, right? Then, because as much as like now, I feel like I'm with you. Can you actually imagine us chatting and painting, hearing each other's voices? I think it'd be a lot of fun. Ta-da! Can you see it? This is the final piece. So Miss Ebony was right. It is shiny. Can you tell? Not the whole thing, just the bits where I put the darkest amount of paint. So like where I put all this Prussian blue around the edges, that bit's shiny. And this kind of, what color did I put? What color was this? The raw umber deep that I mixed with probably indigo is a little bit shiny. The top bits where I did as many layers but didn't have it as like thick paint, I diluted it with water more. Those bits are not shiny. Does it bother me? Probably not. I'd still probably use it. I'd still use it in layers. It is different. It's kind of like acrylic, I guess, and kind of like a shiny gouache, which is like acrylic. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It is midnight, so I should actually get to bed. I was gonna say, oh yeah, this is the shortest live stream that we've done. Like, it's but it's almost 2 hours, so it's our standard, isn't it? Well, Dark Roast, it's almost as if you're stalking us, because we do indeed have a Discord. Thank you so much. Yeah, we do have a Discord, and it's because of the time difference, it's been annoying. The three of us haven't actually done like a painting session together. So Creating Cute Art and I have done painting sessions. Were we actually painting? One definite painting session, and one session where we were just like hanging out chatting. And then Moni and I have also done like just a sit down and chat. Was I painting? I don't think I was painting. Again, we just got distracted and kept speaking. What does ORLI mean? Or do you mean? No, I don't know what you mean. Thank you. It goes fast for me too. I was honestly going to be like, okay, Okay, guys, this is my first like 1 hour live stream. I thought it was, you know, shorter, but oh really? Oh, I see it now. Yeah. We've done it. We've done it, and it's great. We're having a good time. But yeah, 2 hours, 1 hour 56 minutes. So technically the shortest live stream. Yeah. You're spot on. So we already have a live like a Discord, but it would definitely be fun to have a Discord, either a Discord or Zoom session with everyone else together, and then this challenge could potentially be part of that so that we can, and if people don't want to have their names on it, it's fine. If people don't want to have their faces on it and they just want to like, cameras off or show their camera but only their art, that's completely fine, but at least we'll be able to chat together. But yeah, thank you so much. Just to round up, this is the Kuretake Gansai Tambi set, which is Japanese watercolors, and these are the swatches. In the 36 set, and this is the little bit of art that we've created. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for a video that's coming up. Definitely one, maybe 2 videos. Thank you so much, Dark Roast. And don't forget to take part in the challenge. Name suggestions welcome. You can feel free to either DM me a picture of your landscape that you would like us to paint together at Sketches.n.Scrubs, or you can email me said picture. Whoops, ignore that last one. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.